Good morning, everyone. I know it must be a weird time. It's 11 something here in Denver, which means it's 10 something in when I usually. Anyway, I'm here. I hope you can hear me okay. If anybody is having trouble hearing me, please leave a little comment just saying you can hear me okay, and then I will continue. Okay, is watching. I see. Bring them on camera. I can't. Let's see. Hi, Bart. Can you hear me okay? Sounds great. Okay. Look what I got here. This is my Noticon 14 badge. Okay. Lon Milo DuQuette. If you're fourth or sixth degree or above or fourth degree or above, they just say they identify you as 4 degree plus or something. And but anyway, I've already attended kind of an important meeting and things like that, and I'm back up here in my room, washing up many times, wearing masks and things like that. So I'm trying to be as careful as I can. Meeting all these old friends, and I mean old friends, greeting me at the airport was Bob Stein, who literally is the oldest living member of the OTO, and the discussion this morning, just as we were having coffee, sort of drifted to the fact that it seems like so many of us are such dear friends, and on a deep physical, not physical, but on a deep psychological level, seem like we're more than just friends from one incarnation, and I'm sure you've got friends like that too, and that the nature of the friendship is seems like it is already rich and complex with issues that you almost didn't have time in one incarnation to cultivate. But anyway, I don't have my books and things here at the hotel, so I'm not really prepared. But I did find on my computer and just a short little thing I had to say about reincarnation, and it's a little essay that it's called "Are We Our Own Ancestors?" And I thought I'd share that with you for today's talk, because I've been talking kind of about it all morning. Do you believe in reincarnation? I do. Perhaps the word believe is not quite the right term to use. Existence doesn't demand belief to exist. Is it a matter of belief that I was a 5-year-old child in 1953 kindergarten? Did that little Lonnie DuQuette die to become high school Lon DuQuette or adult Lon? If we're thinking in terms of linear time, we might be obliged to answer with a qualified yes. Little Lonnie is dead and gone. His tiny body has passed away. The DuQuette home no longer rings with his laughter or the patter of his little feet. Every cell in his childhood body is now gone, dust, lost in dust. But when exactly did little Lonnie die? Where did my consciousness go in the mysterious time between my childhood incarnation and my adult incarnation? The reasons these questions are unanswerable is because time itself, as we're accustomed to thinking about it, does not exist. It is always now. Little Lonnie did not die. His now just continued to shift. When we remove the non-existent and illusionary factor of linear time from the equation, there is no previous life, no future life, only continuous now life. The fact that we're conscious of the perpetual nowness of life should be our first big clue that the nature of the cosmos, the nature of reality, the nature of existence itself is consciousness. Every new revelation of quantum physics reinforces this assertion. But in order for us to wrap our meat brains around this most self-evident yet frustratingly abstract reality, we must first invent for ourselves a flickering hide-and-seek game of consciousness that we call life and death. And pretend the great consciousness, continuous consciousness experience is a series of sequential episodes. As a result of a number of crib meditations, excuse me, and I do mean crib meditations, if you've read My Life of the Spirits, I sort of go into detail about sort of the unique events of my early childhood life that conspired to allow me to prolong, if you will, my pre-linguistic infantile memory process and thinking process. But anyway, as a result of a number of crib memories and childhood visions and experiences, too personal and complex to itemize here, I'm reasonably certain that I'm my own great uncle, who died a few years before I was born. You don't have to believe this. It's not necessary to believe it. Just listen. At first, this realization seemed like a straightforward textbook example of reincarnation, sort of like the old story in the 1950s of Bridie Murphy, the Irish girl that remembered uncanny details of a previous incarnation. Sort of like that. But in my later years, I've come to see that reincarnation is more complex and elegant than that. A sleight of hand illusion of genetic memory and quantum physics. After all, if two particles can be in two places at the same time, then it follows that one particle can be simultaneously in two times. In other words, all our incarnations are happening simultaneously within one super now. And that what we do to change our individual now changes both what we think was the past and what we imagine will be the future. In any case, now will always be the only time we have to work with. Every culture and civilization from prehistoric times to the present day engages in some form of ancestor worship. It seems that as human beings, we're just hardwired to recognize and honor our ancestors. The idea we'll have to leave you with in this little mini essay here. What if we are our own ancestors? What if our present efforts at self-perfection are serving to correct, repair, and redeem mistakes and missteps of our past and improving our conditions in the future? What if the plot of the hilariously profound movie Groundhog Day is at least in part an accurate view of the nature of time and our incarnational duties? Is it possible that we'll wake up one day to the realization that we are our own ancestors? Is it possible that the final great revelation is that we are a single and supreme consciousness, and that for an eternity we've been each other all along? Well, that's my little comment today. I'm sure I've shared it with you in many forms many times before, but it seemed particularly poignant for me this morning to revisit that as I see myself in all these wonderful people around me. So until tomorrow, hopefully I can do it almost on time. Continue to be good to yourself. Be good to each other, because you're being good to yourself. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. Love is the law, love under will.